In North Dakota, there's the Great Plains gasification plant that has been gasifying coal, lignite, for a long time. It's kind of not told a lot, but they have sent 20 megatons of CO2 across the border to Canada for use in enhanced oil recovery.
You mentioned that 20 megatons of CO2 had been transferred to Canada to extract oil. Was that in a pipeline?
Yes.
So we'll need more of these pipelines if we use CO2 and transfer it for other projects.
Yeah, we actually have, I forget the exact, we may have like 1,000 miles of CO2 pipeline already. That's mostly to transport natural CO2 to enhance oil recovery sites. We are actually using now about 60 megatons of CO2 per year for enhanced oil recovery.
Are you worried that we'll have as much trouble from this administration in getting pipelines for CO2 as we have for tar sands?
The CO2 pipelines typically right now are pretty reasonably short runs. For example, the Kepler project in Mississippi built a 60-mile CO2 pipeline for EOR.
So you're not
Texas has a lot of CO2 pipelines.
So you think it'd be fairly easy to get these approved?
I never say anything's fairly easy, but
okay.
Well, they are typically not. They are certainly not international issues.
Right.
But
did the CO2 go from the U.S. to Canada?
Say it again.
The CO2 that you talked about, the 20 megatons, did it go from the U.S. to Canada?
Yeah, from North Dakota to Canada.
Is that not an international pipeline?
No, that is. I'm saying
okay.
for
all right.
future build-out.
I have another question for you.
Future build-out is a different issue.
So is it true that a plant that uses carbon capture, a fossil fuel plant that uses carbon capture versus one that doesn't, has to consume more fuel per kilowatt hour?
Well, if you look at post-combustion capture, obviously it's always cheaper to not capture.
But it's going to consume more fossil fuel.
Well, yeah, so
correct?
you can do it either way. Yes, yes.
Okay. So how much more will it cost to run one of these, and what will that do to the price of electricity for consumers? Since it's going to consume, you concede it consumes more fuel to run it.
Yes, but
so it's less efficient.
If you use the plant's energy to do the capture, then it will be less efficient. That's clear, right?
All the designs that I've seen, I mean, unless there's a free source of energy, it's going to consume energy and cost more, correct? Does it cost more? Can you give me a yes or no?
I'm sorry, I have to. If you're talking about post-combustion capture, that logic is clear. If you go to a different technology like gasification, it's a different. It could be a different issue in principle, not in practice today, but in principle. So clearly, capturing carbon is more expensive than not capturing carbon in a post-combustion world. But the comparison is that cost, let's say in a low-carbon world, compared to other low-carbon technologies. And as I said earlier, if you look at the proposed 111B rule, it only requires, if you build an efficient plant, ultra-supercritical, it's only a 30% capture.
For the record, my question was, how much more expensive is it to run one of these theoretical carbon capture plants compared to today's existing design? And what is the effect on consumer price of electricity?
With a 30% capture, I don't know the exact, I'll get back to you, but it's probably a couple cents.
Per kilowatt hour.
Per kilowatt hour. But that's to be compared with alternative technologies. And so, I think that's the comparison you have to make.
So a couple cents is like at least 30% more.
Well, no, the average retail price is about 11 cents.
Okay, 20%. Thank you. I yield back.